So this week's tip is about the signs to look for when it's time your loved one might need to move into a community. Hi, I'm Linda Burhan, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. Today I have my friend Michelle Loak with me, and we're going to talk about when maybe it's time to go into a community. I face this all the time with people in support groups. I know you face it all the time in your job. So what are some of the signs?
So I would say that the minute that you are taking care of a loved one, that you want to look down the road instead of being in a crisis situation and start looking at the what ifs, getting comfortable with it, checking out different places. I always say if you want my undivided attention, make an appointment for a tour, but go unannounced.
Yeah.
So that you can see what the feel is. Because I think a lot of times people think of assisted living or memory care as one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah.
People are just slumped over wheelchairs and nobody's taking care of them, and there is end of life. And that simply isn't true. So when you start taking care of a loved one and you're noticing that they need more care, one of the families that I dealt with last week came in and they're being very proactive because they got their homeowner's insurance and it tripled. And so first off, they're like, well, I don't even know that mom's really safe to be there anymore.
Right.
And now the price of it to stay home is not less expensive than to move into a 5-star community where medication management is being taken care of. There's socialization, there's activities.
Somebody's cooking and somebody's cleaning and all that. But how do I know that it's time for my loved one to go there? Okay, so first of all, one thing I always talk about is isolation.
Mm-hmm.
When they're not being social, when nothing else is going on. I also talk about sometimes that it's not so much them, it's me. When I know I can't do this 24/7 anymore. When I feel like I'm ready to jump off a bridge, or like when someone comes into a support group for the first time and I say, why are you here? And they go, I yelled at my mother.
Yeah. Or, it's when it becomes you're not being the loved one anymore, you're being the caretaker.
Yeah.
Knowing that there is support that you get to, if you move somebody into a beautiful community, they have support, but you get to take off that caregiver hat.
Yeah.
And put back on
get to be the wife,
one hat.
the daughter.
Yes, you get to have those experiences. And instead of worrying about, did mom have a shower? Did mom eat today? Is the food in her refrigerator spoiled? Is the house clean? Yeah. All that is taken care of. And don't we all deserve to have that kind of dignity?
Oh, of course. Of course. So think about it. When you feel like you can't handle it anymore, because you can't do 24/7 what a whole team can do. And we always want your loved one also to be safe.
Yes.
And I want you to just be able to be with them, just to spend time with them, not be cleaning them and feeding them, just spending time with them as the spouse, as the daughter, as the sister, whatever it is.
And creating those legacy moments and memories, and making the recipes, and like you said, journaling, or making the photo albums like you do for your grandkids. Yeah. Those are things that have kind of become a lost art. And then when the person passes, all that goes with them.
Yeah. Yeah. So take your time, think about your options, and always please try to be prepared. Thanks so much for being with me, Michelle,
Thanks
today.
for having me.
Tune in next week for another tip brought to you by Arden Courts, where all they do is memory care. And have a delicious day.